Today we're going to talk about the blue moon in Sagittarius happening on May 31st, 2026. And I got to tell you, this blue moon or new moon is extremely powerful, and it is definitely like a portal that you'll have an opportunity to step through. And so I really want to dive into what is a blue moon, how often do they come about, what makes this one so special, and then I also received 3 intuitive messages from the Akashic Records about the blue moon in Sagittarius that we're about to have. Hi guys, if you're new here, my name's Ness. I'm an intuitive and a intuitive guide. My whole mission is to help you connect in with your soul so you can really hear the voice of your soul. I do believe that we are all intuitive beings, and we just have to be reminded how to hear the voice of our soul. If that's something that you are interested in, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below, put a thumbs up on the video, and leave a comment down below on what's really being called to you. Today's video is all about this blue moon in Sagittarius that's happening in just a few days. I happen to be recording this on May 24th. The new moon is going to be on May 31st. Now, what's so beautiful about this new moon that's happening on May 31st is that it happens to be what's called a blue moon. You know that saying that says once in a blue moon? Well, the reason why this saying came about is because blue moons are a second new moon in 1 month, which is a really rare occasion. And that's why you have the saying once in a blue moon. Now, how rare is it actually? A new moon like this will happen, or a blue moon like this, 2 new moons, will happen anywhere between 2.5 to 3 years. But it being in Sagittarius, now remember, in these new moons, it will go around the zodiac. So you're talking a long time before it hits another new moon in Sagittarius. And so what is Sagittarius all about? Sagittarius in itself is a very expansive sign. It is all about higher learning. It is about a deep understanding of the unseen. It represents expansion. It represents mystical stuff like mysticism, spirituality, anything, even religion. It represents anything within that higher learning vibration. It's all about truth. It's also about adventure and freedom. Sagittarius really wants freedom. And when you think of it that way, it's freedom of the vessel of ourselves. It's also freedom of our mind when it comes to understanding the higher consciousness. And that is really what Sagittarius is all about. And it being a new moon in Sagittarius and being the second new moon in the month of May, this truly just expands this understanding of the ability to be able to connect in with your soul, to have an expansion in spirituality, to have an expansion in your consciousness. It is really, really exciting. This new moon is like a portal into a whole new life for you. It's like an opportunity to truly quantum leap into your dream life. It is giving you the opportunity to truly jump into a whole new timeline. And that is what's so exciting about this new moon in Sagittarius. This blue moon energy is definitely going to amplify a bunch of things in your life. It's going to amplify your ability to be able to manifest that dream life, that dream thing, that dream career, that dream love. Whatever it is that you're working on manifesting, this blue moon portal is going to help amplify that. It's going to give you an opportunity to be able to accelerate your timeline, which means where you are right now and where you want to be, the distance between can be much shorter. It is going to bring divine opportunities to you. Now, does it mean it's going to happen within that day? It might. Likely it has about a month's shadow. It is going to have a shadow that will linger on for at least another month, which I think is really powerful. So it really gives you an opportunity to be able to really land that new vision that you have in a way that perpetuates that growth. Now remember, when we do things like timeline jumps, a lot of times it's not just one action, though it could be. It is one action that leads to one more action that leads to one more action. And then before you know it, you are in a whole nother timeline. You are in this dream life that you were looking forward to having. And it can happen so much faster in this sort of portal, which is so exciting. This is also likely to give you deep clarity when it comes to what you want and what your higher mission is. That actually correlates with some of the messages I got from the Akashic Records about this. but in itself being a blue moon in Sagittarius, that is really what it's going to do, is going to bring you deep clarity for your soul mission. It's like a major energetic turning point in your life, right? If you harness this energy in a way that is really strategic, it is going to amplify whatever it is that you want. Now, what's so neat about new moons is that, the truth is that sometimes there's a bit of divine intervention, right? New moons bring up new energy, new opportunities, new possibilities. It being in Sagittarius is really bringing this like divine sort of spiritual side to this new moon. And so there may be things that happen that bring you to a whole new life in a period of time that was sort of uncontrollable. Like you didn't control it, you didn't create it. It's almost like divine intervention happens. And that is what's so beautiful about this, is that you have an opportunity to be able to really sort of guide it in the way you want it to go, but also know that ultimately your soul self, your higher self, the self that is overseeing this entire lifetime, that helped you plan this lifetime, is allowing things like divine intervention or divine timing happen. There are certain things that we plan out that are inevitable, right? That are going to happen at a certain time. And there are other things that are like opportunities that we can take advantage of, or not take advantage of, and that's part of a little bit of our choice, right? And so that's what's so beautiful about this, is you have the opportunity to be able to really harness this energy. So I'd love to dive into the 3 messages that I got from the Akashic Records about this new moon in Sagittarius, this blue new moon in Sagittarius that we're about to have. So message number 1 is, the first message I got at the Akashic Records is that this blue moon in Sagittarius, this new moon, is really going to open up and expand people's desire to have connection to the unseen. It's going to be a collective shift in consciousness, like a new level of consciousness that is going to be unlocked by the collective during this portal of new moon in Sagittarius. It said, I got that we are really gonna, people are gonna want to connect in with their higher self, through meditation, through journaling. People are going to be curious about connection to a higher level of consciousness, and that we are going to be curious about things like spirituality, whether it be Akashic Records, intuition, psychic abilities, the ability to be able to have telepathy, all of these amazing, magical, mystical things that we can do as humans. There's going to be something shifting within the collective, and we are going to have a desire to understand and learn all about this beautiful stuff. Or we're going to have a desire to reconnect in with our higher self, with our soul self, with our oversoul, with the unseen territory. So this is really going to be a collective shift that we're going to see begin to happen after this new moon in Sagittarius. Something's going to unlock for a lot of people. And because you're here right now, it is unlocking for you. I will tell you that I do have down in the notes below, I have a digital download that is completely free with journal prompts or meditation prompts to help you connect in to your soul, to your higher self, to the calling that is calling you through this new moon in Sagittarius. So if you are curious, go ahead and click down below. There's a link there. Remember, it's a free digital download. So it's going to allow you to really have some journal prompts around this new moon, have some meditation prompts around this new moon, and what it's really shifting for you and your personal consciousness, which I'm so excited to hear. I would love to know what it was that came through your journaling, through your meditation, when it comes to those journal prompts I provided. Now let's talk about message number 2. The second message I got at the Akashic Records is that you are going to have a pull to following your higher calling. You are going to have this feeling that there has to be something more to life. There has to be something more meaningful, more powerful, more impactful for yourself and for the collective and what you're here to really do. And after this, or during this new moon in Sagittarius, you're going to have this undeniable pull, this undeniable feeling inside that you're here to do something much bigger, that life has got to be much more expansive than what it has been for you lately. And this feeling is going to really drive you towards something new, or to reconnect with something that you have connected with in the past that really lit you up. Essentially, what you're going to be looking for is something that is more meaningful to you and the impact that you lead to the world. You're going to have a realization that you are here for something much bigger than what you've been doing. You're going to have an understanding or a reconnection to something that brings you a lot of joy that you realize is probably part of your higher calling or your soul's purpose or your mission while you're here. And so during this time, don't be surprised if you get really beautiful ideas. Ideas are almost like divine downloads. If you get an interest, a spark of curiosity, a curiosity that you used to have or something you used to do that gets reinvigorated, that really brings you joy and satisfaction when you do it. This is really what this is all about. You got to remember that moon in itself is a very feminine energy. The moon represents the feminine intuition. It represents, now whether or not you identify as feminine, it doesn't really matter. It is a connection to your intuition. This is really going to connect you with your intuitive guidance, your intuitive GPS, whatever you want to call it, that's really going to guide you towards your highest calling, the reason why you're here, one of the main reasons why you're here and why you incarnate in this lifetime. I'm looking down at my notes. It just says here that you're going to start to figure it out. You're either going to have an idea, you're going to have a deep calling, you're going to have a knowing, something that just is like, it's like gnawing at you, or it's something that's been like this little voice inside that keeps bringing this thing up, this idea, this subject, this new career, this new path, this new idea, this new learning. There is something that has been consistently coming back to you, and or it's something new that's going to come down that's going to feel very profound. It's going to feel like, yes, that is it. And the key with this is that you're meant to really explore this idea, because we are here to shift the collective. And if you're watching this right now, you are part of the collective that is meant to shift the energy of the globe. And it's going to be a slow process, but that process has to start, and it starts with you, because you are a part of this, which is so beautiful. The third message I got is that you're going to have a call to either teach something or to learn something that really excites you. You're going to know that this is the thing because it makes you happy. It makes you overjoyed. It makes you excited. It brings a sense of passion within your heart. When you think about it, when you're excited to go do it, when you think about teaching it, it brings you this feeling of like overjoyed. It brings you a feeling of excitement and like fulfillment. This is when you know that you're on the right path, right? And so one or two things are going to happen this month, and possibly both, but likely one or the other. You're either going to have a pull to learn something new, and it's likely going to be something in the mystical realm, spiritual realm, unseen, or intuition, right? Some version of this is what you're going to be drawn to learning. And or you may be drawn to teaching. Now the key with this is that you're being called to teach because you are prepared for it. Whether or not you believe that you're prepared, whether or not you feel you have the right credentials, the right experience, enough experience, whatever that is, know that this calling is in your heart because you are ready. Whether or not you feel prepared in this lifetime, your soul has been preparing for many lifetimes. And so it's really important that you move forward with this. It is also really important that you learn this new thing that piques your interest if you are being called to learn something new, because likely this is going to open up a portal to a piece of you from a past lifetime. Even though it's going to be like learning something new, it likely isn't something new to your soul. It's a remembering that you're going to be having. You're going to have a deep remembrance. Now, that doesn't mean that learning it new won't be a little difficult. Maybe there's some memorization, but you're going to find that once you get the basics down, something about it just clicks in and it begins to flow. Okay? Could be about astrology. It could be any kind of version of, connecting with your intuition, learning Akashic Records. Maybe it's Reiki, maybe it's telekinesis, maybe whatever it is that you're being called to do, your soul is asking you to step forward in this because it is part of your highest calling. It is part of your soul's purpose. And whether or not it is that thing that is your purpose, it begins to bring you down the road of your purpose, okay? So know that this thing that is likely going to be within the spiritual sort of like higher learning, mystical kind of vibe, more than likely, it is like part of your highest timeline. It is part of your soul's purpose. It is part of like I'm writing down here, a timeline shift that is going to bring you to the most amazing, happiest life you could ever imagine. This new moon in Sagittarius is truly a portal from the divine for us to shift into our highest timeline and release anything that's been holding us back. And so I highly encourage you to click down below and get that digital download that I'm providing. It's totally for free. I really want to help you hone in on what is it that your soul is leading you towards. You can do that through journaling. You can do that through meditation and meditating on these questions that I'm providing. But I really feel that this is going to help you get to your highest timeline. Now, of course, if you already know what it is, what are you waiting for? Start, move forward, get going. And I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you a ton of love. I hope that you enjoyed this video about the blue moon in Sagittarius that's happening May 31st. I'm so excited for you and your timeline shift, your timeline jump, the portal that you're going through. And I would love to hear about what it is that you're bringing into your life. What are you being called towards? What is the thing that you believe is your highest calling? I would love to help celebrate you. So leave a comment down below. If you've enjoyed this video and you like this kind of content, hit subscribe down below and put a thumbs up on the video. I'm sending you a ton of love, and I'll see you in the next video.